Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about the expat butterfly effect. You guys are probably thinking, what the heck is the expat butterfly effect? It's really not the expat butterfly effect. It's more of a Philippine butterfly effect for gossip. And I want to talk about this a little bit because I think the butterfly effect comes in here when you talk about this stuff. Because lately, ever since I've been here, I've seen this too. Whenever I do something in the Philippines, I notice when I come back, there's a bigger story to it than just something that I just did. And I notice it even in the vlogger community. If I go for a trip to Quezon City to go see my chiropractor or do something up there, or go for a couple of days up there to do whatever I'm doing, I always come back and somebody tells me somebody's talking, saying I'm broke or homeless or whatever or something like that, which is kind of funny. And nothing could be further from the truth. And it's always because of gossip in the Philippines. It travels. People tell other vloggers stuff about each other and stuff like that, and it just kind of grows out of proportion to the point where it's just downright ridiculous and stupid at some point. And I see stuff sometimes here in my neighborhood. If I talk to certain people, rumors go around. Rumors travel fast. I could say hi to the lady down the street here, and next thing you know, somebody's got me, practically married off to them or whatever, or I'm dating them or whatever. It just gets kind of crazy and out of proportion with all the things that happen in neighborhood gossip. And we've had our problems with gossip where we've actually had to have meetings here, before in the neighborhood about gossip and stuff like that because of the fact that it was getting out of control here. And this happens all over the place, and barangays know about this and they see it. And also expats get in on it too sometimes. And it's kind of sad because of the butterfly effect, because over here things grow bigger. I'm not sure why. And it happens back in the United States and stuff like that. Gossip is everywhere. And I don't want people to think that I'm saying, the Filipinos are a bunch of gossipers, because Americans are just as bad probably in their own realm. But there is the Mary Tess, or whatever you want to call it, that goes around the neighborhood, and people, and they talk between each other, and it builds and it grows and the ball gets rolling. And what happens is it gets out of control. And I've seen this with people, and usually when I find out that somebody's a gossip, I kind of tip other people off, because I think it's good to know who the gossipers are in both the neighborhood or in a group or something like that, because sometimes that can be damaging, and sometimes these people need a good talk to, and they need to be spoken to and say, hey, this is getting out of control, dude. Or if it's a woman, say, hey, look, you're doing a lot more damage than you think, because what you say grows and it grows bigger, and by the time it gets back to me, it's downright nasty. It gets out of control. And I want to warn expats about this, because I've had to warn some expats here about some of the gossip that goes around and who's the leaders in the gossip and stuff like that. And you would think it's the women sometimes, and sometimes it's not. That's the funny part. It's not. It's sometimes the males, and sometimes it's the expats too. And everybody always gets into it sometimes in one shape or another. And sometimes it's not gossip. Somebody's not trying to be malicious. They're just telling something that happened. I don't think that there's a difference between gossip. Gossip, I think, is when you're kind of malicious. You want to go around telling everybody so you can kind of get people to think different about that person. That's what I think. My take on gossip is. I'm sure other people have their own takes on it. When you're trying to pass rumors around to try to hurt people, or because you don't like that person, or you want to damage that person. Usually, like me, I don't talk to about people to be malicious. I try to stay away from that unless it's somebody that's really nasty and has done some really terrible things to me. I try to stay out of that gossip mill, because it's kind of a terrible place to put yourself. It's best to stay away from that. I see people all the time, as a vlogger, you're gonna have people that are negative Nellies out there that are trying to attack you and stuff like that. I don't even get involved in that stuff. I choose to stay away from it, because I think it's best to stay away from that. But we do touch on gossip on this channel because it's such an important aspect of being an expat here, and it's a terrible aspect sometimes, and a lot of people get off on gossip. They really do. They become part of that gossip mill, and it's a terrible mill to be a part of, because it'll always come back and bite you at some point. People are going to know if you go out there and gossip a lot, and it's best to stay very private in the Philippines, okay? And I can't tell you that enough, because even the little things you do when you're trying to stay private, and I'm a pretty private person with the exception of my vlog. I'm a pretty private person in this neighborhood, and you would be surprised that some of the stuff that gets out. And it's just outright lies. It's people that are being malicious. It's people that are trying to hurt you. They're people that they don't like you, so they want to do something to try to hurt you or the people around you or your friends or whatever, so they get malicious. And some of that is American expats that bring all that crap over here that we always talk about. And when people bring that over here, man, you got to grow up. I mean, most of these people are in their 60s and 70s. And I've seen some of the people over here, you know, and they're just downright malicious sometimes with some of the stuff that comes up. We're lucky because our group is pretty solid. Our dinner group is actually probably very solid. I don't think we have too much gossip that ever passes around our dinner group. We meet once a month. We talk between each other, and we have like this real affection for each other too in our group. We're almost like family, you know, and we look out for each other. I look out for people in my group in a very big way. I try to help and boost everybody that I can, and anybody in our group will tell you, whether it's somebody that does sales or something, or does something else, or just regular helping a fellow expat. You know, I got water dripping on my head from the air conditioner up above, you know, so that's what you're seeing dropping down on my head every once in a while. But anyway, I did want to talk about that because of the fact that it's so important and so prevalent here to stay out of that gossip mill, because it will hurt you, and there is a butterfly effect of it. I've seen it, you know, people start on new people coming into our group and start being malicious with those people and passing dirty gossip around these people, and what you do is nobody else's business. If it doesn't affect them, they shouldn't be going around talking about it, because it's just rotten, becoming part of that malicious activity, you know. And people, they just, you know, if they see somebody new coming in here, it's a new target sometimes, and I always have to tell the new people coming in here, be careful of this one, be careful of that one, or whatever. And sometimes it's Filipinos and sometimes it's expats, and you just have to give them a heads up, say, you know, hey, look at this come back to me the other day. I want to let you know, because, you know, he's talking crap about you. That's the way I work sometimes. I don't like malicious stuff. I mean, I will listen to some stuff, you know, if it's important and it affects me. I like to know what people are saying about me, and I'm grateful when somebody comes to me and says, hey, be careful, Steve, so-and-so is talking to you about this here. I'm grateful for that. And that's not gossip. It's somebody coming up and giving you a heads up that somebody's passing gossip about you. You know, and be grateful for friends like that when people come up to you and give you that information. And I've had people come up to me on the side and say, hey, Steve, I want to tell you this here. This is what's going on. I'm always grateful to hear that. I'm not a person that repeats gossip. It's best to stay out of it, guys. If you can stay out of it 100%. And that's my take on this thing. But the butterfly effect of gossip is what kills you. Because like I said, it grows from a little tiny story and gets into a big story. And I'm sure you guys will have many stories in the comments and stuff like this about gossip that's hurt you, or people that have said things about you. An ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, is going around talking about you, or ex-wife or whatever is going and talking about you. It happens all the time here, you know. An ex-friend, you know, I've had that happen many times here. You know, you do have ex-friends here in the Philippines, unfortunately. You do make enemies that you don't get along with, or something you don't jive with this person. Just like in the United States, you wouldn't jive with people. There's going to be people over here that you don't jive with either, you know. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. We got some great content coming up over the next few weeks. I'm really trying to flip it up a little bit and do some stuff, really dig deep on some of our subjects on here, even deeper than we usually do. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. God bless, guys.